Drones have been around for years, right? I mean, this drone warfare book that I've read, goes back to World War One, and as far back as the 1960s, we used drones to help artillery improve their targeting, and they acted as decoys. They did ISR. Um, we used old Firebee drones to lay chaff. I know in the opening of the 2003 invasion of Iraq. We used Predators for the first time 30 years ago in Operation Deliberate Force when I was flying EF-111s over Bosnia-Herzegovina. So what's the big deal? In terms of the changes that drones have brought to warfare, is it the scale of them? Is it the scope of them? Is it the fact that now we have these kamikaze drones? What's really essentially changed with drone warfare?
I guess I can go back 15 years. The focus on drones was surveillance and reconnaissance, right? There was a very limited strike, and that changed over the years. And then when we did have strikes, we were kind of taking a sledgehammer to an ant. It was firing very, very large destructive weapons at small targets. And so I think we've progressed, and the technology that has allowed us to do that, to where we're now able to produce relatively inexpensive drones.
If we are to look at Asia Pacific as best practices, India is one of the best case studies where you can see this synergistic relationship between the commercial drone sector as well as the military drone sector. So in India, the commercial sector has really been open to adopting drones in their operations. So you see some of the top sectors being agriculture, monitoring and evaluation in agriculture, spraying of pesticides and things like that. You see it in healthcare with the use of large logistic drones to transport necessary health facilities, as well as the medicines and certain necessities to these geographically remote places during emergencies as part of humanitarian actions. And another big sector is last mile delivery for the e-commerce sector. So what this essentially does is, as the commercial sector also starts to invest more in drone technology, it is going to make it very cost effective for the military to take the commercial off-the-shelf products and modify them according to the needs in the military. So US, I think it's taking steps in the right direction, but there's definitely catching up to do with the rest of the world.
So, from an OEM perspective, and this is just from my recent exposure because of what my company Allocortech does, is I've seen a lot of interest in, there's a couple of things that are driving our market right now. One is the tactical kind of delivery drone, being able to take goods from shore to ship to ship, something that's, can carry 100, 300 pounds, and you soon have to fly a very expensive helicopter out to that ship or from into that forward area or whatever. The second thing we're seeing a lot of is interest in attritable drones, which are both things we've been talking about. Now, when you talk about these kinds of drones, these aren't the kind of drones that your Boeings and your General Atomics and whatnot make. There's a lot of opportunity for like medium-sized OEMs. The companies we work with, like Griffin Aerospace and
Griffin,
and Skyways and some of these other companies, they're not huge, but they're large enough to have a really professional team and really smart, and they can get things done quite a lot faster than some of these very large corporations that have a lot of red tape and a lot of overhead and this and that. So I think as we move towards this drone diversity we're talking about, I think we're going to see a lot more opportunities for these medium-sized OEMs.